Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, smart people. How are you today? I hope you're always excellent and blessed. In this time, I would like to talk about historical recount texts. This material is so easy to learn. Just watch till the end of this video. And don't forget to do the exercise. I'm sure you can learn easily this topic. So, smart people, let's begin with the pictures. Please see the pictures here. Do you know what was the occasion of the pictures? First picture. There was a statue located in Yogyakarta. What was the occasion? Yes, General Offensive of 1st March 1949. Second picture. When you see this picture, what was the event? Yeah, Heroes Day of 10th November. Third picture. There is a symbol of fire located in Bandung. Can you guess what was the name of history? That's right, Bandung Sea of Fire. It was about 200,000 residents of Bandung burned their homes. The questions are, first, have you ever heard one of those histories? General Offensive of 1st March 1949, Heroes Day of 10th November, and Bandung Sea of Fire. I think so. Maybe one of history is your favorite to learn and to take a lesson. If you think so, do you know what it happened? What happened with the General Offensive of 1st March 1949? What happened with the Heroes Day of 10 November? And what happened with the Bandung Sea of Fire? Please, you can tell to your friend next to you. The last question is, do you know where and when it happened? If you think so, and you can tell it completely, your memories about history is really good. If you can answer those questions, that means you are good at history or famous historical events. And subconsciously, you have already learned about historical recount texts. Well done, smart people. Okay, moving forward. What are we going to learn? We are going to learn historical recount texts consisting of first, definition. Second, social function. Third, example. Fourth, generic structure. Fifth, language features. And sixth, exercise. First, definition. What is the definition of historical recount text? Historical recount text is a text that informs the readers about factual events that have happened in the past that has historical values. It focuses on significant events that involve a large spectrum of people rather than just one person. Unlike personal recount text, the writer of a historical recount text doesn't need to be personally involved in the event they are writing about. The second is social function. Social function of historical recount text is to inform the readers on historical events. Tujuan komunikatif dari teks historical recount adalah untuk menginformasikan kepada pembaca tentang kejadian-kejadian bersejarah. The third is example of historical recount text. I make an example of historical recount text entitled Bandung Sea of Fire. Here is the example of historical recount text. It consists of 4 paragraphs. Let's begin with the first paragraph. The Bandung Sea of Fire was a historical moment for Indonesian independence. Bandung Lautan Api merupakan momen bersejarah bagi kemerdekaan Indonesia. It was the intentional burning of much of the southern side of Bandung during the Indonesia National Revolution. Peristiwa itu merupakan pembakaran yang disengaja di sebagian besar sisi selatan Bandung selama Revolusi Nasional Indonesia. The event came to be known as Bandung Sea of Fire or Bandung Lautan Api. Peristiwa itu kemudian dikenal dengan nama Bandung Lautan Api. Hundreds of Indonesian nationalists were singing Halo Halo Bandung to show that they were proud of what they have done. Ratusan rakyat Indonesia menyanyikan Halo Halo Bandung untuk menunjukkan bahwa mereka bangga dengan apa yang telah mereka lakukan. The second paragraph is, the British commander gave an ultimatum to the Indonesian troops to leave Bandung. Komandan Inggris memberikan ultimatum atau peringatan kepada pasukan Indonesia untuk meninggalkan Bandung. The troops responded differently. Pasukan Indonesia merespon secara berbeda. They mobilized people to burn the southern part of Bandung as they left on March 24, 1946. Mereka memobilisasi atau mengerahkan orang-orang untuk membakar bagian selatan Bandung saat mereka pergi pada tanggal 24 Maret 1946. Houses and buildings were burned deliberately, created a horrified scheme. Banyak rumah dan bangunan dibakar dengan sengaja untuk menciptakan situasi yang mengerikan. The third paragraph is, in March 1946, a member of Indonesian militia, Muhammad Toha, during the evacuation smuggled dynamite, left by Japanese and Dutch troops. Pada bulan Maret 1946, seorang anggota milisi Indonesia, Muhammad Toha, selama evakuasi menyelundupkan dinamit yang ditinggalkan oleh pasukan Jepang dan Belanda. The dynamite was smuggled into the Dutch military headquarters in Dayakolot region. Dinamit itu diselundupkan ke markas militer Belanda di wilayah Dayakolot. Toha detonated the dynamite in warehouse. Toha meledakkan dinamit di gudang. He killed himself with several Japanese and Dutch troops. Ia bunuh diri bersama dengan beberapa tentara Jepang dan Belanda. The explosion of the dynamite created a small lake in the area. Ledakan dinamit menyebabkan danau kecil di daerah tersebut. The name of Muhammad Toha then used for the main street in Dayakolot. Nama Muhammad Toha kemudian digunakan untuk jalan utama di Dayakolot. The fourth paragraph is, the Bandung Sea of Fire showed us that Indonesian combatants were very loyal to the country. Bandung Lautan Api menunjukkan kepada kita bahwa pejuang Indonesia sangat setia kepada negara. They didn't want to leave anything for the colonial and British Army. Mereka tidak ingin meninggalkan apapun untuk tentara kolonial dan Inggris. The event was a great example of how Indonesians would sacrifice everything to reach their goal. Peristiwa ini adalah contoh yang bagus tentang bagaimana orang Indonesia akan mengorbankan segalanya untuk mencapai tujuan mereka. That is the example of historical recount text. Now we talk about number 4. That is generic structure. 1. Orientation. It tells the background of event. It describes the people involved, setting, and cause of event. Orientation menceritakan latar belakang peristiwa. Ini menggambarkan orang-orang yang terlibat, waktu dan tempat serta penyebab peristiwa. 2. Series of events. Series of events tell what happened and in what sequence. Series of events menceritakan apa yang terjadi dan menceritakan urutan kejadiannya. 3. Reorientation. It consists of closure of events or ending. It can't be a personal comment or view of the writer to the historical event. It can also be used to restate the essence of events being told, and it is an optional. Reorientation berisi penutup atau akhir peristiwa atau kejadian. Ini bisa berisi komentar atau pandangan pribadi penulis pada peristiwa sejarah tersebut. Ini juga dapat digunakan untuk menyatakan kembali esensi dari peristiwa yang diceritakan. Ini merupakan pilihan, boleh digunakan, boleh tidak. Then we try to find which paragraph is orientation, events, and reorientation from the example of the historical recount text above. Okay, we can see here. Orientation is the first paragraph. Usually consists of who, what, when, and where. Then, series of events. The event 1 is in the second paragraph. The event 2 is in the third paragraph. And the last paragraph is reorientation. Remember, reorientation is optional. You may use it or not. Then, do you know the language feature of the historical recount text? Okay, here are the language feature of the historical recount text. First, using third-person pronouns. For example, he, she, it, and they. Second, using chronological connection. For example, after, then, first, second, and after that, etc. Third is linking verb. A linking verb is a verb which connects a subject to its predicate without expressing an action. A linking verb is used to re-identify or describe its subject. For example, he was a monster. He as a subject, was is linking verb, and a monster is predicate. Was is linking verb. Usually we can call it as to be. Another one, you can use were for subject, they, we, and you. This example is to re-identify subject. The second example is to describe a subject. He looked stunning. He is subject, looked is linking verb, and stunning is predicate. Looked is a verb because this word functions to describe subject, so it is called linking verb. Another verbs that you can use for linking verb, there are felt, smelt, tasted, became, etc. Okay, 4 is using accent verb. Accent verbs, also called dynamic verbs, express an action whether it be physical or mental. An accent verb explains what the subject of the sentence is doing or has done. An accent verb can express something that a person, animal, or even object can do. To determine if a word is an accent verb, look at the sentence and ask yourself if the word shows something someone can do or something someone can be or feel. If it is something they can do, then it is an accent verb. For example, the word through. Look at this picture. He did physically, then read, and then ate. And for more example in complete sentences. First, I went to school. When is an action verb. Second, they bought a new house. Bought is an action verb. Third, he rode his new bike. Rode is an action verb. The last, John visited his friend for a while. Visited is an action verb. And the last language features of personal recount text is using simple past. Recounts describe things that have happened in the past. So, use the past tense when you are writing. Simple past using verb to and to be, was, or were. For example, first, I ran to the shops with my dad. Second, I am running to the shops with my dad. The correct sentence is the first sentence, using word ran as verb to. Another example. First, David smiled when he saw his birthday cake. Second, David will smile when he sees his birthday cake. The right sentence is the first sentence, using words smiled and saw as verb to. Those are the language features of personal recount text. Let's find language feature in the text that we have already made. Okay, first, third person pronouns. We can see here in yellow circle. There are it, they, and he. Second, using chronological connection. We can see here for red circle. There are, then, after that. Third, linking verb for blue circle. There are, was, and were. And fourth, action verb for a black circle. There are, gave, left, killed, detonated, mobilized, smuggled, and many more. And the last is simple past. We can see here. It was, the event came, they were proud, they did not want to leave, and many more. Okay, smart people, that's all about the theory of historical recount text. In the last section in this video is exercise. This exercise is to train your understanding of the text and to know that you really comprehend the historical recount text. If you can't do it easily, I think you understand well about this material. Here is the exercise of historical recount text. Please read it first, then answer all the questions properly. I give you a time to answer those questions. Please pause this video. If you don't mind, please write down your answers in the comment box. I will check out your answers whether it is right or wrong. Hopefully, this video about historical recount text is useful. If it did, click like and subscribe to our channel so you will know another video to improve your English. I hope you learned something new today. Always practice and learn. A new language is a new history of life. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.